This is Sorrodusk Isle on normal. This might be broken up into two parts. Just going to see how long it takes to get through the first few quests, and we might break it up into two. This chain is sort of problematic for new free-to-play players because the chain itself goes from level 6 to 10. Furthermore, you can't. Basically, you have to run this thing in order. So you have to run through 6 to 10 on normal, 6 to 10 on hard, and then you could do 6 to 10 on elite any way you want. But you have to at least run it on normal and hard, and prep for your elite runs that you might do kind of by level. So we're level 9, and we could certainly handle this on normal. We could probably handle it fine on hard as well.
In the hollow to the
And
north
so we'll go
waits
ahead and
Buku, elder
make the
of
run
the
now
Grey
on normal.
Moon tribe.
There are some interesting enter words. I don't know. I mean, they might be level appropriate for us, so I don't know if they're up to date. I don't think that they're totally up to date, but we'll take a look at them and see if there's anything interesting.
By the wretched ogres,
But
dined
if
on
not,
the
we'll get the
flesh
quest
of
done on
fallen
normal, so that we
adventurers.
don't have to worry about. And then the sixes are going to be done on elite next level, so that would mean next level we would finish the chain. We'll either finish the chain on hard this level or next level before we run our elite level, our elite quests, or Reaper quests rather. This is a great chain to run on Reaper. They're relatively easy. We'll probably run these on Reaper 2
down to
or
a
3.
long abandoned mine. It is now home to ogres.
All right, but first we have to run on normal. All right, so the first thing we have to
The
do
mine
is get
dank
this
and
key.
filthy. Angry
The
growls
key's always in
echo
the
from
same
its
place.
depths.
It's over to the left here. But there's a lot of ogres guarding the way.
The ogre
And when
collapses.
he dies, you
A
just grab the key.
clatters to the floor.
All right, this is a trap where we have to disable it on the other side. We have a couple advantages, things we can do to mitigate damage. The first is we have evasion, so if we make a mistake, we might not take damage. And the second thing is we're going to try to time it. So I've got my expeditious retreat on, so we're going to just say, okay, jump it and see if you're between these two here, you don't take damage. So if you want to be really careful, you just kind of time it between, and you go one at a time. If you want to get a little more aggressive, you just do two, like I just did there. And I apparently didn't get back far enough because you saw me make my saves. So apparently I was still in the trap damage range when I stopped. So it's kind of like going to first, just keep going. You don't need to stop at first. All right, so
You see
here,
movement in one of the cells ahead.
this is a very easy quest. All we have to do is open this, free this guy. On Reaper, you want to make sure you get 10 kills, so you kill these guys first. That makes 10, and then you could free him.
Achka runs out of his cell and disappears down the hall.
All right, now we need to go back and talk to the quest giver, who's also an ogre, but he's one that we're not killing, apparently.
The lift here leads down to a long abandoned mine. It is now home to ogres. wretched smell, these ogres must have recently dined on the flesh of fallen adventurers. In the hollow to the north waits Bruku, elder of the Grey Moon tribe.
Alright, this is very similar to the last quest, except we're going to go further, and we don't need to get the key. The door's already open.
The tension in the mine is greater than before. The ogres are ready for you this time.
So this key is a different key. We get a different spot. So we don't need to go back. We don't need to go below and fight that other ogre again. This is a different key. Sometimes enemies take damage in traps, and sometimes they don't. Apparently, they don't take damage in this trap. All right, so go. Whoops, my hireling, and keep on going. Call the hireling.
This door stands open. It doesn't take a Kalashtar to sense that the ogres want you to go in.
Alright, and this is an optional, that's an optional, so let's just go straight.
Air shimmers with heat from the machinery in this chamber. You hear shuffling
Up this
from the
ladder
ledges
is the way
above.
forward.
As the ogre shaman falls.
And that was the key that was the objective for this one.
Lord Grust glowers at you from his throne in the room, a roar of rage, the reek of rotting meat. Grust crashes to the floor, his brief reign. Fear troubles you. Bruku must hear of this.
We'll go back and talk to Bruku.
The lift here leads down to a long abandoned mine. It is now home to ogres. wretched smell, these creatures must have recently died from the flesh of fallen adventurers.
All right, so first we have to talk to Bruku.
In the hollow to the north waits Bruku, elder of the Grey Moon tribe.
And so that the level 6 quests were back there. The level 7 quests are this way. So um, that's where way we came in. We went left for the level 6 quests, and we would go right to the level 7 quests from the entrance to the from the entrance to the wilderness. See some hellhounds.
The overgrown jungle does its best to obscure the caved-in ancient ruins. To the south lies the entrance to the caves of the Grey Moon Ogre clan, driven out by trolls.
And this is the level 7. The 2 level 7 quests are in this location. And it looks like my Harling ran
You
out,
have
so
come to the
good thing
den
I
of the
have my
Grey
Harling.
Moon tribe. Signs of struggle are everywhere.
Yeah, the hireling will stay in the party and work properly after it expires. But if we exit out, if we exit out, it won't be usable anymore. Okay, so the only places you need to explore is the first sort of door to the right, which has a troll, because we have to get all the trolls. And they're all going to be in our path, except we have to just open 2 doors to get the ones that aren't in our path. You don't need to worry about that one. And when we get to the dead end here, again, we go all the way to our right and open this door, and there's going to be, I think, 2 trolls in here, maybe 1. And if we would have went left, there was another door that was an optional, not needed for quest completion. So those are the only 2 doors we really need to open for quest completion. The rest are we're just going to encounter along the way. We just go up this ladder and then follow the path. It's actually pretty linear at this point.
Your eyes begin to water. The reek of trolls might make you retch.
You can ignore all these doors over here. And usually what I do is I just go down this way and let the scorpions follow me so I don't aggro anything else in the area. And here's a couple of trolls. Alright, and the last 2 trolls
and the slap of leathery feet against
aren't
stone.
going to open
Hammerfist, the troll
until
chieftain,
aren't going to come out
squints
until
at you
we
through the
go to the other
gloom.
side. So this is a nasty trap here. You can't disable it from here, you have to disable it from the other side. So I'm going to put my hireling stand his ground over there, and make sure you have feather fall on. And this is kind of what you do. You sort of go along the side of the bridge, but if you fall, I don't know. I mean, you pretty much have to maybe recall out or something. It's you don't want to fall. So basically, feather fall, kind of go along the edges here. Whoop, you don't want to go there. You want to go along these edges like that, and then you won't take any damage.
With a bellow of mindless rage, Hammerfist crashes to the floor.
And then the trolls are going to come out and attack us now. We'll let them take damage. Nope, no damage. We'll hit that trap.
The last of Hammerfist's
Ideally, we'd
trolls
like to get that
has
trap
been
before we
slain.
finish the quest so we get completion, but just to show you where it is. Alright, so we're completed, so that's the first level 7 quest. Now we go back and talk to Bruku. And I get this periodically. I'm stuck in a loading screen. I'll give it about 20 seconds. And if it doesn't come back, I'll just restart again. It stops automatically when I have to restart my client, so the recording. So we'll just give it another 10 or 15 seconds, and then I'll close down the client and end this video and start another. Oh, we got out. Good deal.
To the south lies the entrance to the caves of the Grey Moon Ogre Clan.
I like to try to give
Driven
a little
out
bit of
by
time because it usually does. Normally it does come back. Sometimes there's just a little bit of delay like that. I guess if there's network traffic or I'm not sure what would cause it. Let's see, if the wilderness didn't reset, then it should be pretty empty, and it appears that's the case, just that one archer we left. So that's a good deal. We get to then use our horse.
The overgrown jungle does its best to obscure the caved-in ancient ruins. In the hollow to the north waits Bruku, elder of the Grey Moon tribe.
Quest is advanced for the second level 7. I think that one will take a little longer than 5 minutes, so we won't be able to, we probably will have to clear on the way back. Now there's a chance this archer could like knock us off our horse. Oop, treasure bag. But even if they hit us, it's not a guarantee that we're knocked off our horse. There's just a chance of it. All right. For this one, we don't need to open any doors at all. We'll just buff. Probably should use my protection from evil. I think ogres do have the command spell. I don't know if they have it at this level, but it's pretty close
The
to the
stink
level where
of
they'll have it.
trolls lingers in the air.
So I should be in the habit of
Bruku was
using my
right.
command
You didn't kill
protection
them all
from evil
the
spell
first time.
every time, which will keep me from getting knocked down if they cast the command spell on me. So we don't have to open any doors this time. We just take that same path straight. like to go down here to just aggro as few things as possible.
The gate on the far side of this chamber
Okay, there's
stands
that
open.
nasty trap. I'm
You
gonna
hear faint
have
snarling
my
from the
hireling
darkness
stand on the
beyond.
ground and try to do this better this time. A little bit of pressure when making a video. All right, so basically you go about here and there, and you won't take any damage if you do that. All right, so let's find the trap. There can be an optional here sometimes, so be aware of that. All right, so this is where the last quest ended. This is kind of where this one, effectively starts. We just a little bit of clearing up to this point, but pretty much this is where this one starts. Really lucky that the ooze blue shine weapon that we got was a quarterstaff or a blunt weapon, great club,
You'll have
quarterstaff,
to
something like
search for
that,
a way to lower the
because
drawbridge.
those
The chasm's too wide to jump.
puddings, slimes, and some other things split when you use piercing or either piercing or slashing damage. So very lucky there. Yeah, that was didn't get the named items we were looking for in three barrel or in sands, but we got that, and that's arguably more important to us than the other things we're looking for. So really lucky we got that random drop.
A rattling sound greets you from the west. You have
So we
lowered
just
the
pull that lever
drawbridge.
to lower the drawbridge, and then jump down, and we're almost done with the quest.
Old-fashioned runes were carved into the wall here, but have been scratched into illegibility by trolls. Lord Crabs from a cave lies ahead. Your party has reached the deepest part of the Grey Moon Den and found an unexpected occupant. Sneer of hatred frozen on his face, Brother Kasul goes to his dark gods. To the south lies the entrance to the caves of the Grey Moon Ogre Clan, driven out by trolls.
We're gonna sign that archer up for the stormtroopers, or for the to be a stormtrooper. He never hits.
In the hollow to the north waits Bruku, elder of the Grey Moon tribe.
So we get a little bit of a mini reward. No named items. This is the current random loot. Um, this used to be used for Kenneth crafting. It might be come back in the future. As far as I know, it's a useless item. I wouldn't take it. It's just going to take up bank space. This is something we could definitely sell on the auction house for pretty big dollars. Uh, I'd say whenever you get these elixirs of mnemonic enhancement, we can either save them for ourselves when we're doing caster lives. All right, now we'll basically advance it to the next chain. So we're going to take that elixir. Whenever you see those elixirs in the end reward, I mean, if you get a named item, or not a named item, an item you really, really need, just of course grab it. But if you don't find anything you need, that's going to be worth more than any sort of random loot item that you would just sell to a vendor or an auction house. And they're good to have, like, if you're going to be in a
The
raid, sometimes
overgrown
it's nice to,
jungle does its
even if
best
you're not a
to
caster, to keep a
obscure the
couple of them on
shape
you.
in ancient
And it's kind of,
ruins.
good form to get, if it's a rough raid, to give a couple of those to the healer. All right, so this is where we are. Pass by. We're gonna pass by this quest, and we're gonna go to a different place altogether for level 8 questing. All right, so when it forks in the road, look left, and this cave is where we want to go.
To the northwest is a tunnel leading to the top of the hill, where a ruined temple lies. The stench of trolls wafts from within. The tunnel to the north leads back down to the bottom of the hill. This mausoleum was recently excavated and converted into an outpost of the Temple of the Six. Down the tunnel, the rough cavern walls give way to fitted stone. Cries of pain and grave, chanting voices break the silence. A bedraggled ogre stares at you from the cell to the north. He has been beaten and whipped, but his eyes still burn with defiance. More grunts and pained yelps disturb the gloom, followed by cruel laughter. A few tiny globs of sorry cling to the floor near the wall. They give off a faint, meaty smell. Something with sharp, ragged claws has scratched the floor near the north wall here. key to the ogre's cells.
All right, now all we have to do is let them all out, but we still have to clear a little bit. We've only cleared about half the prison so far. So we need to clear all the trolls and temple people. And now it's clear. There's no respawn, so when we get to the areas we've already cleared, all we have to do is let the prisoners go.
The battered ogre shoves out of his cell and flees to safety, now to help his fellows. Dried blood and slivers of gnawed bone make a trail that stops abruptly at the east wall of the passage. The ogre's slaves have all been freed. The cult of the Six no longer has any hold
So
over
that was
Grey
just over
Moon.
5 minutes, so we'll need to do a little clearing again, but there's not much between this quest and the quest giver.
This mausoleum was recently excavated and converted into an outpost of the Temple of the Six. A battered and scarred ogre chieftain watches you from among the ruins.
And as per the other quest levels, both level 8 quests are in this building, so we'll kind of go right back there and run the next quest. This is the same map, very little difference. Basically, instead of freeing prisoners, we need to get to
The air in the outpost has
acquire
grown
this
frigid.
item,
A rasping voice
which is
growls
just
up from the shadows.
due
but you
north
cannot make out the
from
words.
here. It's basically the very top north section.
darkness grows clearer. You will not have the book. Turn back and leave Sorrodusk forever. Again, the voice calls from above. If you come to fate, you are doomed. Go back and leave Sorrodusk to the faithful. You are persistent, growls the disembodied voice. It will be your undoing. The Libram of the Six will not leave these halls. The voice booms, crackling with hate as you pass through the once barred gate. From the midst of the fane, a ghostly soul glares down at you. This is Talaris, one of the cult's ancient priests of the Dark Six. As the final protector of the Libram of the Six falls, the Libram of the Six is yours.
That was 2 minutes 23 seconds, so we definitely won't have to reclear the wilderness. There.
This mausoleum was recently excavated and converted into an outpost of the Temple of the Six. A battered and scarred ogre chieftain watches you from among the ruins. The jungle struggles to claim this corridor that obscures the gargoyle ambush.
I kind of zerked past that gargoyle ambush. Alright, so the level, all the level 9 and 10 quests are in this area. There's some different starting places, like you go to a different part for one of the quests, maybe two. So here's the first one.
The way out is shut and will not open again. You must find another exit when your task is done. The air here seems choked with bleakness and evil, as if all joy has been drained. You have found the main worship hall. Now you must destroy all the altars of the Dark Six.
So here's the altars. The first one.
One of the altars.
It looks like I activated the gargoyles. just kind of follow
This
this
door
path
is
around and
sealed.
we'll hit all the altars.
Powerful malevolence lurks behind it. Best that it remain shut for now.
There's one down here, but we'll come back to it because it's also kind of the end of the quest and where we're going to exit. So we're just going to come back to that one after we get the other one. So basically, you just follow that path and go straight, and we'll get to another altar. And then double back to that opening that we passed by.
The last altar crumbles to dust. A wave of rage buffets the temple and stills. The power of the
Let's see,
Dark
did we get
Six
10?
is lessened here.
Yeah, we got 10, so we don't have to worry about that. And then this is the find another exit.
You have found the side exit.
And we'll
of
just
the
make a
temple.
note of where we are
You
because
can
we have to
escape
go
now.
back. This is where we're going to start the next quest, which is kind of by that same temple. It's just on the side. So you can see, just follow along the side here. And so we'll kind of
A
come up
foul
this ramp and then
miasma shrouds these
follow
ruins.
that to the right.
The temple
to
of
get
the
back to that
Six
quest.
lies dormant no more.
And it looks like it didn't reset, so I think we could take the horse.
The jungle
So we've run
struggles to claim this corridor
43, or
that
it's been
obscures
like
the
43 minutes, and
gargoyle
we've run
ambush.
7 quests, so pretty fast. We're averaging like about 6 minutes a quest so far, including the wilderness time. And we're not really rushing either.
A battered and scarred ogre chieftain watches you from among the ruins.
All right, now we're going to go back to that side entrance.
The wrath that abated with the altar's destruction has returned threefold. You feel as if you might drown in fury.
And now where the last 2 puzzles were, or the last 2
These
altars were,
runes
there's
have
puzzles.
some arcane significance. Perhaps connecting them to the trials will achieve some purpose.
And the puzzles open these two doors, or that door, basically.
The sarcophagus in the middle of the dais seems to stand out from the wall. Perhaps something is behind it. Bendisto, from 6, sneers at you from atop the dais. Poor Bendisto perishes, blood, vile and vile oaths spilling from his lips. You have found the way to the inner temple, but the way is shut and barred by impassable gates. You can go no further at this time.
Just a little over 5 minutes, so the wilderness would have reset. So we'll have to clear these guys again.
A foul miasma shrouds these ruins. The Temple of the Six lies dormant no more. The jungle struggles to claim this corridor that obscures the gargoyle. battered and scarred ogre chieftain watches you from among the ruins.
All right, we're on to the level 10s now. Just 2 more quests to go.
Stifling heat bakes the walls of the inner temple. It is true, then. The fires of Fernia itself must blaze within. One of the summoning braziers lies ahead, ablaze with crimson The first summoning fire is smashed, closing its gate to Fernia. But there is still much work to do.
Yeah, this one does have a lot of traps in it, but our spot should be good enough to catch them. And when we get to Reaper, we'll want to probably have our human versatility skill boost on there to make sure we don't miss it.
Beyond the Green Guardians, the caves swelter with unholy power. streaks of burning stone across the pale of the summoning fire. The last of the summoning fires is destroyed. You have stopped the plague of methods before it could overrun Sorrodusk. A foul miasma shrouds these
I think it
ruins.
just barely
The
reset.
temple of
Quest
the
was
Six
4
lies
minutes
dormant
43
in the
seconds, and I guess it
Hellmouth.
took 17 seconds to recall and get out. So I'll just flip it back and then attack, clear it as we go, and then we'll take the horse back for the last quest.
The jungle struggles to claim this stronghold that obscures the Cardboard landscape. A battered and scarred ogre chieftain watches you from among the ruins. A deep and sonorous thrumming sounds from the temple's deepest reaches. The bishop's ritual has begun. The door to the inner chapel stands open. You sense that the bishop is taunting you.
And again, it's kind of nice because these reavers require cold iron plus good damage, and we happen to have it on this weapon we got in the auction house, so very timely find. Not the best, weapon, but just being able to break that DR is really good.
The idol of the Fury looms before you. Bishop Zaka circles it behind
All
the
right,
magical
so
barrier, lost in prayer.
I always just do this by looking it up on DDO Wiki. I think honestly, I'm not even sure the proper way to do it. It's been so long since I've looked at it. But I'm going to just pull it up on the DDO Wiki real quick here. And it says yellow is this one. And the green is the H, and that should unlock everything up here.
Bishop Zasha-Off, a foul mix of drow and scorpion, leers cruelly at you from atop the platform. Completes his prayer with his dying breath. Through the roar like a forest fire. Azakul falls to you, returning to the fires of Fernia. The cult of the Six is thwarted at last.
And that is a chain. We're just going to go back and check out our end rewards. Uh, I don't recall there being anything really spectacular, but there might be like a good trapping item or something that we can use. Right now we
Foul
have
miasma shrouds these
search
ruins.
open lock goggles
The
and disable
temple of the
goggles.
Six
So,
lies dormant no
these,
more.
feel like they could be upgraded, but we'll just see what they have. Um,
The jungle struggles to claim this corridor that obscures the gargoyle ambush. A battered and scarred ogre chieftain watches you from among the ruins.
so that's a kukri, more of a rogue weapon. Shamanic staff, level 8, requires chaotic, which we're not. That would be actually a good weapon against the Maroots, but it has a required trait of chaotic, so we can't use it. This is a dagger, rapier. Let's see, some with a clicky water breathing. Well, that's interesting. We have our water breathing. I'm not sure how often this is going to come into play, but it might not be bad. It also has underwater action and swim, so that could be useful. This water action could be cast on somebody else. So that at least has a purpose. And we get rid of this slot here, and it's level 9. All right, so heal 7. Nothing too interesting so far, other than that bubble belt is about the only thing that looks like I would consider taking. Let's see if they have some good light armor. No, just a nothing really, just a +5 armor. This is medium. Let's see what the cliff diver luck charm is. Swim and jump, striding. Not horrible, but doesn't really fit in our weird minimum level 5 stuff. Poison ring and rune arm. It's not a bad rune arm, but um, well, I think I'm going to take the bubble belt. This could be useful for swimming, underwater action, and swim +10, and we can give water breathing to others. And since we basically get this item, since we basically get the ring at the grotto, there's no reason for us to keep it. We have a better item now, so I'm just going to delete this because when we start over in next life, we'll get it again for free. So there's really no reason to keep that item. So that was good. It was a one-for-one swap. Let me put my necklaces down here. Oops. And let me move belts around. And I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep that diplomacy belt. Once we get through the Fjarland Carnival, I might just get rid of it. But that is the Sorrodusk chain on normal. We'll rerun that again on hard, and then eventually Reaper.